Welcome to the Daughter Arise channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is all about bringing you content surrounding childhood sexual abuse. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new uploads. And if you like the content that I share, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. So in today's video, I'm doing a follow-up to part 1 of relationship after trauma. I will leave part 1, the link up to it at the top of this video. But I'm really thankful for the support I got in doing this video. It wasn't easy for me to do. It's very hard sometimes to show vulnerability on camera about things that are quite sensitive and quite painful, but I am really encouraged by the support that I received. So I'm back today with a part 2. I want to share with you today some other things that I struggled with in my relationship with my husband. These experiences that I'm sharing with you were really based on my first 8 years, probably to 10 years of marriage. I've been married for 15 years now and been in a relationship with my husband for 17 years. I forgot to actually tell you on the last video that me and my husband first went out with each other when we were both 21 years old. We're 43 years old now, so I've known my husband a very, very long time. And when we first went out at 21 years old, we were both young then. I was nowhere near the person I am now. I had a lot of baggage, I had a lot of things going on for me. Our relationship only lasted a year. So, we broke up and then 5 years later got back together, got engaged, and as they say, the rest is history. So one of the first things I struggled with was taking compliments from my husband. My husband is always telling me how beautiful I am, how wonderful I am at doing certain things, always praising me as a mother, always, encouraging me. But I really struggled with taking his compliments early on in our relationship. I thought that he was being sarcastic. As time has gone on, I've learned to accept his compliments rather than deflecting them away. I take his compliments and own them. And the reason why I do that is because I have developed confidence in myself. I have been able to work on some of those things that stopped me from believing that I was a worthwhile person. It's a wonderful feeling, to get to a place where you believe in yourself and that you can actually recognize your good qualities. And those things were not easy after going through childhood abuse. It took me lots of years to start building my self-esteem, start building my confidence. And that is why now I can accept compliments readily. Now, this one was a real struggle for me just because of the things I experienced as a child, and that is allowing my husband into my personal space. As a matter of fact, even allowing my children into my personal space was also a really difficult thing. My husband is a very affectionate person and I found it hard at times to just let him hold me, just let him hug me. I would, push him away at times. Sometimes when my children used to rush in to hug me, I used to find that awkward as well. But that stemmed from having my boundaries violated as a child, having my dad come into my personal space and violate that space by abusing me. I really didn't like anybody in my space unless I allowed it, and it was when I felt like it. I started to do a lot of work in therapy around the issues that were left behind from my abuse, and I realised that the reason why I struggled with personal boundaries was because of my past experience of going through that. In regards to my relationship with my husband, I wanted to have a proper relationship where I could break down those fears. I was determined that my abuse was not going to affect my relationships anymore, whether that was with my children or my husband. My husband, is affectionate. He likes hugs. I like hugs. But I struggled to allow that to happen. But now, that is not an issue anymore. A lot of the changes in allowing my family into my personal space just came through unlearning a lot of things that abuse had left behind, learning about myself, understanding the value of proper, caring love. Because the so-called love that my dad gave, obviously, when I grew up and got to find out what he was doing was sexual abuse, was abusive and destructive. I learned a lot about love and affection from my relationship with God, learning that love is supposed to be a wonderful thing, because being honest with you, going through that experience of being sexually abused for over 5 years by my dad had really planted a seed in my mind that love was destructive. I'm able to now allow my family into my personal space and be affectionate to them as well as have them be affectionate to me. It's a wonderful thing to have in my relationship with my husband, to receive love and give love and not think in the back of my mind, what is it going to cost me? Now, the last thing I want to share with you wasn't intentional. It's just part and parcel of going through the overwhelming trauma of childhood sexual abuse. And that is just being focused on my own needs. It was extremely difficult for my husband to have his needs put to the side all the time, because if I'm being honest, he spent a lot of time having to cater to my emotional needs. I spent a lot of time focusing on myself, on my pain, on things that were bothering me. And I didn't really spend a lot of time thinking about what my husband needed. And I did feel bad about that. But what helped more than feeling bad about the fact that I was so focused on my own needs and my own pain was understanding why I was doing it, understanding why I was so focused on it. And in dealing with the pain of my past, I was able to make room emotionally to start to focus on my husband. Now, it could have gone a different way. You know, my husband could have turned around and said, you know, I've had enough of this. What, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years? As I said, you know, the first probably 7, 8 years, I was still healing from a lot of things. And, you know, I don't know if now, if I had gone back, whether it would have been better for me to heal first before getting into a relationship, because it does put a lot of pressure on the person that you're with. So what helped me was, as I said, you know, dealing with the causes of those difficult and painful emotions. There were times I apologized for being selfish, and it was about not only working on those difficult issues, those difficult things that had caused me to be consumed by my own pain. It was also about the desire to want to be a good wife to my husband. And I had to learn to communicate. I had to learn to ask him what he needed. He's somebody that doesn't need a lot, you know, and in understanding his needs and being able to cater to those needs, it helped us to have a better relationship. So that is it for this video. I want to just encourage you, if you are in a relationship after trauma, that, you know, you can have the relationship that you want. Yes, it does involve hard work. It does involve facing a lot of fears, a lot of difficult issues that you may have experienced. It does involve taking you out of your comfort zone in terms of what you've been used to. It does involve unlearning a lot of different habits. But you can have a fulfilling relationship after trauma. Our partners are not responsible for the things that happened in our past, and they're not responsible for making it better either. If you are somebody that's experiencing difficulties in your relationship because of past childhood trauma, I would encourage you to seek professional advice, professional help. Remember, the desire to want a healthy relationship comes from within you. The desire to want that is what's going to be a huge part of your motivation to go and seek the help that you need. Anyway, that's it for this video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you like the content, and thank you again for all your support. It's not easy doing a channel on this topic because, you know, a lot of people do not want to talk about this type of stuff, but I'm thankful that I'm able to use my experiences to help others. Until the next video, take care.